part two of my fall garden. Y'all look how this lizard is sunbathing. Can I say sunbathing? Where he at? Can y'all see? That lizard is stretched out. I have a lot of lizards in my yard. So the caterpillars got a hold of my grapevine. I was picking them off, hosing them off. Then I just decided to leave them. When I seen I didn't have any more grapes, I got lizards everywhere, y'all. When I say I got lizards everywhere, like they're everywhere. Lizards are everywhere in my garden. I'm gonna give y'all another update. I told y'all the everywhere. I just found out that I have a herb growing in my backyard. But this is not normal grass. So yeah, my husband's gonna come out here and cut the yard, and I am gonna give y'all a quick update of what's going on in the garden beds and where we're at here in my garden. He definitely need to cut this grass, y'all. I'd be scared to come out here. But let's go. I went ahead and pulled the beans, because as you can tell, I had aphids all over my beans. Like, that almost looked like it's been dipped in powder. So I went ahead and pulled the beans. Yes, they had some beans on it, but they weren't producing like they were at the beginning. So, I mean, I got one or two here or there. So I just went ahead and pulled it. Went to one of my big box stores. They had just got a truck. What is this? I think this one is broccoli. And this one is the curly kale. And they're like $5.98 for one. But I found some that had two in there. As you can see, I went ahead and snatched them up. And I stuck them in my garden. First bed, as you could tell, I cleaned up the Texas sage just a little bit. In this bed, I have ginger that popped up out of nowhere in the back. That first row are tomatoes. Those are the cherry tomatoes in that first row. My marigold. The second row is eggplant. Bear with me, I'm looking for eggplant, eggplant that I planted from seed, eggplant. That's the second row. And then the third row is more tomatoes. Well, these two tomatoes are the yellow tomatoes, like a pineapple, I think it is, but it's a cherry. My rosemary right there on the end. And then I have one, what is she? I have one red kale coming up there. And then these two right here are lettuces. And then I have a That says 57 days. So that lettuce will be good. Then I have a tomato I stuck here because I couldn't remember what kind of tomato it was. So I stuck it here in this bed to hope for the best. And let's go ahead and get these damaged leaves off of here. And it's doing pretty good. Now this bed may look empty, like I have a lot of space, but everything in here get pretty big and it needs the space to grow, especially my eggplant that's lined up in the middle. So as of right now, this bed is done. Just until everything get to a nice size and get a little bigger, then I may be able to pop like radishes or lettuce, something like a small crop that can cover the bottom because these get pretty tall. But as of right now, this bed is completely done. This bed right here is completely done. This bed, I have 6 collard greens on this far end, 6 broccolis. I'm hoping to be able to harvest a lot of broccoli and freeze it. So I do need more broccoli, but right now we got 6 broccolis. And then we have 6 Brussels sprouts. I'm not a big fan of Brussels sprouts as far as eating them, but they always said things taste better when you grow it yourself. So I decided to try them myself. Now I just pulled the beans. As you can see, all these ants, my beans was full. I mean, the aphids was so real on my beans. They did produce pretty good for me. And when I was pulling them, I had like 1 or 2 left. But the aphids is just, look at all these ants. Like they're bad. So I went ahead and pulled the beans that was here. But I stuck a jalapeno pepper there because I had an extra one. I didn't know where I wanted to put it. Look at all these ants. That was all over them beans. And I stuck a tomato here because I didn't want to just throw it away. I'm having trouble throwing food away. But this bed is done because I need this walk space right here. I didn't do very good planning when I first started my garden, but I built this not realizing how am I supposed to get in this bed right here. So I made this a walkway so that I can walk through here without disturbing the other crops on this side. So this bed is completely done. This is my Thai basil that's trying to go to seed. I keep plucking it. It's just, it really wanna go night night, y'all. My sweet basil. And then there's some more jalapenos. I was just trying to wait till they get a little bigger, but I'm gonna dump those in this very bed as well. Then I have another jalapeno right there. I'm not sure what this is. That's a sweet pepper right there. Oh no, I got these little things all over my garden. I got to see what those are. They everywhere. Between them and lizards, they're taking over my garden. And then I got a hot pepper I planted from seed right there. Behind here is another pepper, and this is my Egyptian spinach. Is slowly going to seed. It has all of the seed pods on it. I'm waiting for them to dry out so I can collect seeds. I was told that I can cut this down and it'll come back for me next year. My zone that I'm in, but just to play it safe, I'm gonna go ahead and collect some of the seeds And then when it die back, I'll cut it down and I'll still leave it. Actually, I won't. When it die back, I'm gonna cut it down and I'm gonna see if I can plant it where I really want it. I wasn't for sure how they grow, so I stuck it in this bed. Didn't realize it grows like a tree. And I got it in a raised bed. I prefer to put it somewhere in the ground or in the yard. So yes, I'm gonna collect some seeds. I'm gonna cut it down, and then I'm gonna remove it and put it somewhere else in the yard. If it grows back, that's fine. If it doesn't, I got my seeds. So bed 2 is done once I put those jalapenos in there. And like I said, once everything get to a certain length, if I have room, I put like some uh, kale in there or Swiss chard, just something small that doesn't take long to harvest, and stick it in there to fill up the gaps. This bed right here is done. The brassicas in this bed get pretty big, so I know they're gonna need the space. So this bed is completely done. This bed is also completely done. I have 6 cabbages, 6 broccolis, 6 celeries running down the middle, sweet basil in the far corner, garlic chives, which I clipped and it is growing back right here, flat parsley right here. Of course, I stuck a tomato in, and I didn't think it was gonna grow, and it's growing, y'all. That's so crazy. See, I stuck one right here. She doesn't look too good, but look at this one. Last video, we didn't know what this volunteer was, and now I know. She's a sunflower. How did she get over here? I would never know. All of my sunflowers are way on the other side of the yard. But by the time I realized what it was, I was afraid to pull it and disturb it, so I'm gonna leave it. So again, this bed may look like you got a lot of space. Look at my cabbages trying to form, y'all. Look at them cabbages trying to form. Look. Oh, sucks, Squasha. God dog it. So it looks like I got a lot of space. But again, these brassicas get pretty big, and I don't want to overcrowd them. I want them to be able to have their space. Look at my broccoli. Y'all better stop playing with me. So right now this bed is completely done. Of course, as they get bigger, if I have space, I'll drop some radishes or some lettuce or like kohlrabi or something like that in between them. But right now I'm just letting it do what it do. My lemon tree, you can see the new growth in my lemon tree. I just got her this year, so I didn't get any fruit. I'm really not upset, but hey, maybe I'll get it next year. This here was my other volunteer, and I still don't know what this is. I did not plant it. I did no such thing. But looking here, for to show you, there's a flower here. Can y'all see that flower? Definitely got to run to my plant app and see what kind of plant this is now. I definitely don't remember planting it, but we finna find out, y'all. I also had the butternut squash here. As you tell, it was doing very good, y'all. It really was. And now I'm just down to one, and the other one didn't make it. I'm very upset about that because it was looking nice. Do the weeds get the best of y'all in y'all garden? I have top mulch. I come out here and pull and pluck, and they like, girl, we here to stay. We not going nowhere. This is, I don't know what to do, babe. I'm serious. So again, the watermelon is taking over. I haven't seen any fruit on this one since I decided to keep it. But I'm constantly coming out here, trimming it and trying to, so sick of these lizards, trying to manage it so it doesn't take over this bed. And I'm going to show you the reason for that. I planted carrot seeds here. And we've been getting quite a bit of rain, but I could tell I didn't mulch this area because it dries out really fast. So I'm really hoping my carrot seeds germinate. But the reason why I didn't mulch this bed, for one, I said the watermelon was going to take over it. But then some of the seeds I planted in here, I didn't think they would pop up through that heavy mulch. The seedlings were strong enough to pop up through that heavy mulch. So I wanted them to get a chance to germinate and come up before I top mulch it. But here's my basil. I planted from seed, and she bushing out because I've been picking and harvesting her. She smells good. Y'all, when I tell y'all, listen, look what this doggone thing did. So I'm gonna pull this one. Remember I told you guys I had a volunteer and I didn't know what it was, but I knew it wasn't a weed because of the purple vine? Well, guess what they are? Cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes. So all of these here are cherry tomatoes, now that I know. And look, ain't no way I need that many doggone cherry tomatoes in this one area. So I can actually pull these because I don't need that many, y'all. I'm telling you, if you look at my one beet that survived. The one beet that I transplanted here survived. But I also hand planted seeds in this bed as well. I'm determined to get me some beets. But all of these small, because I'm all over the place now, y'all, bear with me. So this is a cherry tomato. That's one. That's the one I was waiting on because I wanted to see what it was. And then here's a cherry tomato. I'm sorry, I keep saying cherry. It's a pineapple. So there's a pineapple. There's a pineapple. Here's a pineapple. And here is a pineapple that I'm for the pull. So now I have 3 nice size cherry pineapple tomatoes growing very well in this bed, along with some beets, along with some carrots if they come up, along with the watermelon, which I am trying to keep under control. I really don't want to just pull it, but since I still have Swiss chard, some lettuce, and some kohlrabi that's not quite ready to transplant yet, I'm gonna leave the watermelon. And when I'm ready to transplant them, I will then pull the watermelon and I will put those in this bed and top it with mulch. So this is my I don't know what to do bed yet. Kind of like an experiment kind of thing because I really don't know what to do with it. Last video, I did have all this cleaned up, y'all. I promise you all I did. It's the watermelon for me, as you can tell. I had all that cleaned up, so I have to get back there again. My, what is this? Asparagus is slowly trying to go to seed for me. Just trying anyway. Look, y'all. Y'all see that? That's what that is. The pineapple cherry tomatoes. I don't know where all these seeds come from. My strawberry is doing good. I'm trying not to buy strawberries. I want the runners to grow, and then I plant the runners and keep it moving. I don't want to buy any more strawberries. My corn didn't make it, as you can tell. Don't get excited with the tusk. It didn't make it. It's worms in it. And I didn't want to pull it. I kind of said that maybe if I leave that for them to eat, then they will leave the rest of my crop alone. My crops alone. I'm not sure how that's going to go. But I got so frustrated I left it. My, what is this? Cantaloupe is acting like the watermelon. I left the sunflower stalk there for a reason. It is ugly. It does make my yard look ugly. I hate it. But my plan was for the cantaloupe to crawl up the stalk. And the cantaloupe is like, nope, I'm coming over here. So as long as it goes that way towards the corn, I think I will be okay. It might come to bite me in the butt because my corn got those worms in it. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't want them to get over here with my cantaloupe. Yeah, I don't know. A part of me just won't let Mother Nature just take over and me stop trying to do what I think is right. I mean, clearly the plants are going where they want to go. But I'm also trying to keep my yard looking nice and presentable. I don't want a bunch of weeds or plants or vines or bugs just all over my yard. But I'm finally getting a lot of flowers on my cantaloupe. I come out here. You can't be here. I come out here. I got some thyme too. English thyme I planted in this bed. The cantaloupe is covering it up. I have plenty of ladybugs, which could be a good thing in this bed. So I'm leaving this bed. It says the cantaloupe takes, what it says, 85 days. And I planted this 7/21. So it says it takes about 85 days before I can get fruit. And I planted these seeds 7/21. I don't know, y'all. I don't think I'm getting no cantaloupe. I mean, in my zone, I still have time. I probably won't get my first frost till like the end of December. So in my zone, I still may have time, but from reading that sign, I don't think I'm gonna make it. I went to one of my meat markets here in my area, St. Petersburg. I grabbed some white golden potatoes and I grabbed some red potatoes. The red ones took off very well, which red seem to be doing very good for me in my area. I don't know why. My red is just taking off. My white or my golden yellow, I probably get about 8 nice ones. But these red ones are taking off. Anyway, this one is the white one, the yellow golden one, and it did not come up yet. It still haven't came up. So I had one more slip for a sweet potato, and I just stuck it in here because I didn't want to throw it away. I really didn't want to throw it away, so I just stuck it in here. But I'm going to go get some more soil to finish covering up both of these bags. But for some reason, the yellow golden ain't doing me no justice here in my zone, y'all. Or in my yard, not my zone. In my yard, they're not They're not cooperating with me in my yard. Here's my sweet potato patch with my turmeric here. And I got to come in here and pull these weeds. So I'll be back. I'm going to come in here and trim these weeds in this bed, because I don't like the way it's looking. And I'll be back. I got it all cleaned up. Sweet potato slips going down the middle, and the turmeric left hand side coming up just fine. Looks so much better. Got my husband to go ahead and cut the yard for me. This is the backyard. I cleaned up the grapefruit tree a little. I have a new baby right here. It is called the red firecracker. She's supposed to attract hummingbirds and bees. So I welcome her to the garden. My seating area. I took this baby pup from off the mother banana plant that I have right here. And it seems to like this area because it's growing pretty good. There's my papaya. I think this is a dwarf variety, so it doesn't need a male. I don't need two plants. It produces the male and the female for me. Now she has flowers on her, but I don't think I'm gonna get any fruit because I transplanted her. I probably should have left her until she fruited, but a learning mistake on my end. I was so in a rush to get her in the dirt that I just came home and put her in the dirt. So we'll see how that goes. This is going on my second year with this banana plant. I done pulled off 3 pups from her, and she's already got a baby pup there in the middle. I have to get rid of. It's going on 2 years with my pineapple. Still no pineapple, but she's doing good. I better be one delicious pineapple, y'all, because I've been waiting. Here is my cherry tree. I want it to grow out as a bush, so I'm not going to trim her yet. I want it to be like a bushy look, and I may even grab another one to put next to her so that I can get the look that I'm looking for. Over here on the other side of my shed, I planted 6 cauliflowers and some ginger. And over there in the far corner, I'm going to plant my garlic. I'm going to attempt to try and grow garlic here in Central Florida. I have my garlic in the refrigerator. It's been 6+ months. It's been in the refrigerator, so I hope it haven't been in the refrigerator too long. But I'm going to attempt to grow garlic here. And I bought my cauliflower. This is the whitehead cauliflower from my local nursery. I also got like a shade cloth. As you can tell, I bought the shade cloth to cover it up so the insects or bugs won't get to it, or worms. But so far she's doing okay. This is my blueberry, and right behind it is my loofah. It says loofah take up to like 120 days. I wanted to trellis all the way down on this fence, but it says it take up to 120 days. I got it as a transplant, very small. She did take off pretty fast. We're the first week of October. I'll probably get my first frost late December, first cold front late December. She might give me fruit, but it might be green. I might not have enough time for it to dry out on the vine, but we'll see. But that is my blueberry, and this one is my blackberry. One of them's supposed to have two. I said one of them needs two. I'm not sure which one, but I'm gonna buy another one and put on the other side of my husband's car. I got these right here for $5 at my local Walmart. So if I come across another one, I'll get it and stick it over here. But one of these, comment below which one needs two, the blueberry or the blackberry? Let me know. My husband was able to get out here and cut the yard for me. So what's going on in y'all fall garden? I think I'm done so far. I think you're never done when you have a garden. Remember that Texas sage I cleaned up underneath that? Really need to cut the asparagus back. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you made it this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and follow your girl. And I'll show you guys how you can grow your own food. Set it up in your yard, whether you're in the city or in the country. I think people who stay in the city got a lot more work to do. I mean, some areas don't even allow you to grow your food in the yard when you're in the city. But come follow me and I'll show you how you can grow your own food right in your backyard without spending a whole lot of money. Hit that notification button for when I drop a video. I'm working on trying to drop 2 videos a week. It's kind of hard when you're working a full-time 40+ hour job. But this is just part 2 of my fall garden. Let's hope part 3 will be harvesting some things. And I'll catch you guys on the next video with Gardening with Portia.